So yeah, this video took a little time. Like many players, I put off crafting while I leveled up my main classes, so when this video came around, it was crunch time. I spent the last couple weeks grinding hard to learn the ins and outs of crafting and gathering jobs so that I can give you a detailed and easy to understand guide about them. Crafting and gathering is something every player can do in the game regardless of skill level or ability. So to make up for this, you'll have to work extra hard to crunch numbers, plan ahead, and ultimately fail miserably a lot while you figure out how to get the most out of everything you do. So with that out of the way, let's get started in Part 4, Crafting and Gathering. There are a total of 8 jobs committed to crafting and 3 jobs committed to gathering. For crafting, you have Alchemist, which creates potions and elixirs, Armorer, which can build plate and chainmail armor, Blacksmith, which creates weapons and tools, Carpenter, which create wooden weapons and tools, Culinarian, which create food and consumables, Goldsmith, which create rings, necklaces, and earrings, Leatherworker, which can create leather armor, and Weaver, which can create cloth armor. For gatherers, you have Botanist, which can harvest trees and plants, Fisher, which can catch fish, and Miner, which can gather ore and metals. These jobs are accessed in their respective guilds and also have quests offered every 5 levels just like the other jobs. They reward high experience and also some items that'll help you craft further. Crafting also has 3 separate stats that are different from the other jobs. Craftsmanship increases the progress you generate while crafting using abilities such as basic synthesis. Control increases the amount of quality you gain using abilities such as basic touch, and CP is the resource to use all abilities, similar to how TP and MP work. Unlocking a crafting class will also unlock the crafting log. This is the interface you'll use to select what you craft, and it will also display information such as required materials, the difficulty of the item, and what you have or have not crafted before, represented by a checkmark. It's also good to know that in early levels of crafting you can find nearly every material you need right in the crafting guild, sold at cheap prices. I'd recommend buying extra of each material as you'll need them to craft more to level up further. Crafting an item is as simple as selecting what you'd like to make, making sure you have enough materials, and clicking Synthesize. This will open up another interface. Here you'll see important information. The durability represents how much the item can take before you fail the craft. Many of the actions you use, such as basic synthesis, will drain durability and eventually lead to you failing to make the item at all. You can replenish durability with select abilities that cost CP, and it is vital you balance your abilities around it. The condition is a bonus you gain to quality boosts when using some abilities. Each time you use one of the touch abilities, the condition can decrease, lowering the bonus, starting at excellent, then good, then normal, and lastly poor. The progress bar shows how much you need until the item is completed. You have to fill this bar before the item's durability is depleted, and this gets progressively more difficult as higher level items require large amounts of overall progress to complete. The quality bar represents the chance of creating a high quality item. The more this bar is filled, the higher the percentage will be, as displayed underneath. Using abilities to increase quality will also drain durability, so you'll have to find out how high you can increase it while also not destroying the item. Remember that the condition of the item gives a bonus to quality increases. The higher the condition, the bigger the bonus. Balancing this information and augmenting your crafting using abilities that replenish durability, increase quality, and success rate will lead to you crafting better items. This interface is the same for all 8 of the available professions. One important thing to know is that by leveling any of the available professions to level 10, you will unlock Quick Synthesis, which is exactly what it sounds like. You can use this to craft large amounts of any item in a row, albeit at the cost of control. Generally, you will see your items fail roughly 10% of the time, but this is still useful to get a large amount of crafting done without being overly tedious. I'd recommend at the very least unlocking this before playing with other professions, as it is a great tool to assist leveling early on. Leveling these jobs can be tedious, but thankfully you can still use the 3% experience gain from the food buff, as well as your challenge log. You can also purchase company-issued engineering manuals for large XP boosts from your Grand Company with Grand Company seals. Finally, you can also complete Tradecraft League meets in many areas, which will task you to create specific items for large XP rewards. Gathering is a little different than crafting, and they also use different stats. Gathering, which, surprisingly, increases the chance of success while gathering, Perception, which increases the probability of gathering high-quality items, and the major resource is GP instead of CP. The idea with gathering is to use your abilities to spot the nodes, whether they be trees or mining spots, and engaging them. An interface will appear that shows you the items that you can get from that node, as well as the chances of success, the challenge level, and the chance of it yielding high quality items. By mousing over any of the items, you'll be able to see how many of them you have so you can better judge what you want to aim for. At higher levels, you will begin to find unknown items with a base 25% chance to gather. Once you successfully gather this item once, the chance will change and the item will be displayed from that point on. There are also hidden items which do not appear in every node, and rare items which can only be harvested once from that node. By clicking on the item you want, you will attempt to harvest it. Like crafting, you can use several abilities to increase both your success rate and your chance for high quality items. However, unlike crafting, you cannot gather from the safe environment of a city. You will be in the world around enemies near your level, some of which are aggressive. To counter this, you can sneak by them by learning the stealth ability at level 8, but it is good practice to be ready to switch to your main combat job to clear paths to your target gather point. Fishing is a little different. Success will vary based on your level. The first thing to do is apply some bait, then cast out your rod, and when you hear the sound of the line being tugged, you attempt to pull it in. If you pull too soon, you will get nothing. If you pull too late, you will also get nothing. But if you are successful, you will get the fish and some information on it. When you're done, you can just have your rod put away. Just like crafting, by learning a gathering profession, you will unlock the gathering log. This is a useful tool as it displays the area to find many items, as well as offering experience bonuses for the first time you gather any one item. Remember to use your food buff of 3% and your challenge log to help you level quickly. You can also use Fieldcraft leaf meats, which challenge you to gather items efficiently, offering bonus experience upon completion. You can also purchase company-issue survival manuals, which increase the experience gain of gathering by 50%. This again is purchased from your Grand Company using Grand Company seals. And that's it. Well, that's it for this segment. There's actually a whole lot more to talk about, but I think splitting the video into 2 parts is for the best. Crafting changes in the high 40s, and I want to talk about that in more detail, but maybe after you've gotten more comfortable with the basics. So for now, we'll stop here. Hopefully this is enough information for you to get going, and I'll post the follow-up video as soon as I can. Feel free to share this video with friends and family, and subscribe for more Final Fantasy videos in the future. If you haven't seen the last video, you can click here to check it out. It's about jobs and cross-class abilities. Or you can click here to start from the beginning. You can leave questions and feedback in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching.